From the moment she walked in is all the evidence we need for that. Thank you very much. Yeah, and they've got you too, actually. So am I. Good. Get my name correct. My name is not Mr. Karim, firstly. And secondly, yes, you're right. We are subject to you. We are subject to you. You must remember that you exercise power on behalf of the Republic, not on behalf of yourself.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Controversial Podcast. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the Matlanga Commission and what is happening lately. Can we, for a moment, talk about Sulim Karim's lawyers, especially the one who's so condescending, was very disrespectful today. He was busy causing a drama, unnecessary attention. He likes attention, hey, and he's trying to get the attention in a wrong way. I just don't like that lawyer. What's his name again? His name is Kamal Primhand. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. It's like he belongs to that other community that I don't want to mention. It's so dramatic. So he had an altercation. There was a clash between him and the commission secretary, Dr. Nolita Vukuza. And it was apparently about seating arrangements. So this guy was so angry and he was busy shouting. That was so unprofessional, by the way. I'm sure he's angry because Justice Mbuyiseni Madlanga rejected their application for Karim to testify in camera, despite saying he had received death threats via phone messages. They didn't bring evidence as to who's threatening this guy. What I was not understanding when they were saying these people who are threatening Mr. Karim are going to go after his employees, like really, it just didn't make sense at all, because why would they do that? I mean, that didn't make sense at all to me, because like I can hear that they're threatening Karim's family and him, but as for employees, it just didn't make sense. Not only that, he was very condescending on Friday. He was very mean towards the senior counsel, Hasim. He was mean. He was also mean to co-commissioner Baloyi. I really don't like that guy. You know, when he was busy saying with due respect, busy making his submissions there at the commission, I was like, this guy is very disrespectful. Like, what the heck? Even the chairperson said, when somebody's saying that, normally they're saying you can go to hell. Like, he can see his attitude. Like, that guy doesn't have a right attitude. He might be a great lawyer, but his attitude stinks. Absolutely stinks. There's absolutely no need for you to disrespect other colleagues like that.
Between December 2023 and November 2024, Ziggy paid Lutaga 42,427,540, and prior to, over the period August 2024 to March 2025, Tamiz paid Lutaga 3,250,000.
Which 750 was from Mr. Matlala?
750 are these two Matlala payments?
Yes.
Yes. So the net payment from Tamiz to Lutaga was 2.5 million.
That's correct.
Mr. Chaskason, to assist with the transcription, can you just Lutaga's name, just spell it for the record?
Luthaga, Trading Enterprise. Now, why did Ziggy pay Lutaga 42,427,000 over the period December 2023 to November 2024?
Can I elaborate on that, Council? Can I elaborate?
Can you?
elaborate. Can I?
Please do.
Like I said, I met Mr. Maumela in 2022. We did a lot of work on my house together. We became friendly. Mr. Maumela was a gentleman. He was very helpful. Subsequent to that, we became friends. In about 2023, I was discussing a business idea with him going into a mining project, into a wash plant and a crusher plant with a mine. That was the idea that I had, which I shared with him. Mr. Maumela was quite keen on investing with me, and I said to him, okay, it's fine. If it makes sense and you feel it's good for you, we can go ahead and do this transaction. I then presented a business proposal to him.
Now I want us to talk about this guy, Suleiman. I don't think this guy is a businessman, to be honest, for the fact that he is tied to the African National Congress. He's definitely not a businessman. He was just receiving tenders because he knew certain people. Now we all know why he wanted to testify in camera, because why was he giving Vusi Musiket Matlala 10 million rand? Like, seriously, why was he doing that? Firstly, he denied knowing Vusi Musiket Matlala or having a relationship with him, but he was able to give him millions, not even thousands. Like, he was willing to give this guy millions, but he was like, no, I don't have a relationship with him, I don't know him. This guy has a questionable character because he also has a relationship with Morgan Hangani Maumela, the nephew of the current president Cyril Ramaphosa. You know, he has a very good relationship. He has a tight relationship with him. And that's very sad, because we've heard the SIU when they released their report about Maumela, how they chowed the money of Tembisa Hospital. I'm sure that guy has chowed like $1 billion. I would say allegedly. There's a report from SIU, and they were chowing money all in the name of tenders at the Tembisa Hospital. And as a result, the chief financial officer of the Department of Health in Gauteng was actually unalived. I'm talking about Miss Papita Tekoren. She was murdered for reporting the irregularities that were happening at the Tembisa Hospital. She realized that the likes of Maumela and others were busy chowing money via tenders at the Tembisa Hospital, and there was no service delivery. If you can see that hospital, it is a shame, to be honest. It is really a shame that the only thing that we know as Black people, I'm going to say as Black people, because ANC is in power now, and the only thing that we hear is corruption. They are unaliving each other because they want tenders. We should be ashamed as Black people. You know, there's no Black excellence, because I'm not saying they are criminals. When you look at the likes of Matsepe, the billionaire, the likes of Robert Gumede, these are the billionaires who have been receiving tenders from government. And there's no service delivery in South Africa. If they are not busy hiring the illegal foreigners, it's like they are just trying to replace South Africans. They just want foreigners to work for South Africa. Graduates are staying at home with their qualifications. There's no work. The only thing that they know is to chow money, nothing else. So I do not understand when Karim says, I did not know about the shenanigans of Hangani Maumela. And I feel like he's lying, especially when he talks about Bron Mokhotsi. Do you think Bron Mokhotsi is that influential? He can tell, just think about it. Bron Mokhotsi telling Suleiman Karim to do stuff for him. To say, you know what, just tell Vusi Musiket Matlala that you know the minister, you are well connected, and he was busy following the orders from Bron Mokhotsi. That guy is not honest with us, like seriously. But I will be watching the Matlanga Commission tomorrow just to see what he has to say, because why was he helping Vusi Musiket Matlala with regards to 360 million rand tender from the SAPS? Why? Why would you do that? You give this guy 10 million rand, there's no agreement or whatsoever, whether it's a loan or whatsoever. This guy must stop lying to us. It's either Karim and Vusi Musiket Matlala are working for Maumela. That's what I'm thinking here. Mamela has been getting money. There's this part that I did not get when he said they were going to have a business in mining. It was going to be him. I'm talking about Karim and Hangwani Maumela. And they needed a lot of money, so he took out about 55 million rand from his pocket. And also that other guy, Maumela, gave him 50 million rand so that this deal can go through. But at a later stage, Hangwani Maumela wanted that 50 million rand because he was having issues with SARS and he was trying to build his house. There are so many stories that are not making sense. Let me know in the comment section, do you think this guy is a businessman as the media is reporting? Share your views on this one. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.